We are taking a look at some disturbing numbers here in the state of Florida. The recent human trafficking of children report from Florida's DCF shows the state is number 3 in the nation for human trafficking. If that number's not disturbing enough, listen to this. Out of the almost 2,100 cases reported in Florida in 2023, more than 1,600 of those cases involved children.
Wow, that percentage is startling. So here in South Florida, Broward County received 164 reports of human trafficking. In Miami, a total of 222 cases were reported. These numbers now becoming just too much to bear. All
right, joining us in studio here this morning to share just how severe human trafficking is in the state of Florida, the executive director of nonprofits Take Back the Girls and Tree of Life Parenting Centers, Gloria Martinez. Pardon me. Thank you for being here with us. We do appreciate your presence here. So we understand right now you're working with a project called Too Much to Bear, and you have bears here. Kind of explain how this is going to work.
Yes. So Too Much to Bear is a campaign to bring awareness and educate the public, because as you guys said, these numbers are alarming. And so we're collecting 1,627 bears to account for each one of those children that were involved in human trafficking cases in 2023.
We hear human trafficking, but a lot of us don't know the details of what it involves, and especially the myths, right? Yeah. So help us understand that so we can protect our children.
So one thing I always say is human trafficking happens everywhere. It happens here, it happens in the suburbs, it happens in the city, everywhere. It's not just being kidnapped abroad. It's not only if you go overseas that you could be trafficked, right? And the other thing is it happens to boys and girls, both. And I guess the last of the third would be that this is something that can affect anyone, and regardless of where you're at or where you're living, it really affects you, and it's mostly by someone that you know.
I was going to say, are they lured, or is it just a snatching, a kidnapping? I mean, how do they get these children?
Most of the time it takes a lot of grooming, right? It takes a lot of time for them to get to know and build rapport with that victim in order to then traffic them. It's not something that happens overnight.
So that leads us to the next question. You shared your story. You're not afraid to say that you're a survivor. No. You're very brave for coming out and sharing that. What are the red flags? I mean, you know best.
Yeah, there's a lot of red flags. So one thing, if you encounter a teen, right, per se, that can't identify where they live or what their birth date is, right, what age, what year they were born, that's a red flag. Another red flag could be for parents. If your teen is coming home with designer clothes and designer handbags and a second phone, and you didn't provide them the money for that, that's a red flag, right? One thing my parents said is that when they looked back at the time and they saw it, that's when I changed my entire group of friends and people around me. So all of a sudden, these newcomers are coming around they've never seen or heard me mention before. Right. Just a couple red flags to be aware of.
Yeah, you got to really stay on it as a parent. So you're making a statement with these teddy bears, and you're in need of more. So talk to us about where people can send them, and then what's going to be done with them after you use them.
Yeah, so like I said, we're collecting 1,627, big number. We need about 750 more. We have 2 locations to drop off, one in Isla Mirada at Hog Heaven, and the other one at our center in Coral Gables. Any day of the week works. You guys can message us on Instagram or Facebook, and we can coordinate even pickup, because we really need these bears to do the campaign.
Right. And then where do they go afterwards?
Oh, I'm sorry. So afterwards, they're going to go to survivors.
Okay.
We are going to donate them back.
Yeah. And we're going to try to get all of her information, all the organizations, Tree of Life, all that stuff on our website, so it's real easy for you to find all that stuff.
Thank you guys so much.
Ms. Martinez,
Purpose through pain. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
All right, we do want to remind you that there is more to come on this. It's a very important topic. Again, if you want to help Gloria collect enough teddy bears for the Too Much to Bear campaign, you can drop off your bears at Hog Heaven Sports Bar in Isla Mirada from 11 a.m. to midnight any day, or at 133 Ponce de Leon Boulevard in Coral Gables from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday. The last day for drop-off is March 15th. She's under a deadline, so get her these bears if you can.